Hey, Brian Boyle here, physical therapist with Workwell Prevention and Care. Today I want to talk to you about two questions that we get asked quite often. The first being is if you build it, will they come? Meaning, if we build an on-site clinic and we have a physical therapist on site, are we going to have this massive number of people just knocking on the door to come in and be seen and nobody's going to be on the production floor? And then number two is what actually does the physical therapist do? And is it better to do prevention or treatment or both? So we'll answer those two questions because we get those an awful lot. So the first one, never seen it happen. Okay, never seen it where you build the clinic, the physical therapist is slammed on day one, nobody's out working, everybody's inside the clinic, everyone wants to get off shift. It just doesn't happen. For one, most people don't even go see their own doctor, right? Let alone somebody that's brand new. So we have that as historical perspective. The other side of that is that we've been doing this an awful long time. I've been on the on-site, in the on-site for the last 15 years of my 22 years of practice. I've never seen it happen. Sure, do we get busier clinics? Absolutely. Okay, that is where a culture that of an employer that has a good safety mind. They say, hey, right away, I want you to go down and see this person. I want you to go see the physical therapist, and it's usually driven by the supervisors. It's driven by a manager, by the management team, if you will, or the safety team. And those are, where the higher utilization occurs much quicker. But the reality of it is that, as I mentioned before, most people aren't already going to see their own doctor, let alone coming in to see somebody, and they're not going to use that as an excuse because there is that accountability factor that, hey, somebody's got to be out here. Most people want to keep their job, right? So they do not just kind of waste time. They're not over here just fiddling around. Those folks are usually weeded out as it is. So that's one thing. You don't really have to worry about that, but we do get that asked an awful lot. The second piece of that is what is better, prevention or treatment, and kind of what does the physical therapist do? Where would they be best spending their time? If we think about treatment, it is very much a reaction to an injury. Okay, physical therapists very skilled at treatments, but is reacting to something, right? The most bang for buck, the biggest return on your investment is going to be on the prevention side of things. That's where you're going to see probably 75% of your return on investment, where the physical therapist is seen as an extension of the safety team. They are seen as another set of eyes and ears, and with a different expertise in looking at the way employees move. And so whether it's post-offer employment testing, whether it's new hire orientation, where they're teaching about different jobs, or what physical therapy can do, whether it's job coaching and they're taking the person through the physical demands of what their job may look like, and they're saying, hey, rather than lifting from waist, from floor to waist, let's lift it from waist to waist. Let's put something here. So it's taking the person through so that through their physical demands so they don't have an injury. Or if somebody does say, hey, I raise my hand and I've got an ache or pain in my shoulder or my back. I don't necessarily think I need to stop. It's not an injury, but it's just there, and I know it's going to impact how I do things today. The physical therapist can address that, keeps it from becoming an injury, right? Now, will you still save money if you have injuries, right? Accidents happen. You're still going to save money, right? Depending on the region, the market, depending on how much of the rate that you contract with, you could save probably 30 to 50% off from open market rates of having somebody be seen on site. It's going to save you time in it as well because the employee doesn't have to leave for a couple hours, go off site, and then come back. But the reality of it, again, is that most oftentimes the biggest bang for buck is on the proactive side rather than the reactive side. And that's where the physical therapist should be outside of the clinic, spending most of their time, safety team, supervisors, employees, being a part of that culture, keeping people where they need to be, which is on the floor, in their workplace, not being injured. That's how it works. So if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out. You can go to workwell.com. You can reach us there. And until next time, we'll see you again.